Las Vegas Raiders fans, we have so much to unpack today, and it all starts with the quarterback situation, which has been buzzing nonstop lately. Geno Smith recently faced questions about his future with the team, and the way he responded has sparked a ton of speculation across the league. He was asked directly about what lies ahead, and while he kept things focused on the present, his choice of words, emphasizing his bright future and focusing on today's practice, has many people wondering if he's already anticipating a change in the quarterback room. If you listen to his comments carefully, you can hear the subtlety of a player who is dedicated to leading his team, but also aware that the larger picture might be shifting beyond his control. There's a sense that Smith is still committed to giving his all for the Raiders, but there's also a growing belief that the organization might be preparing for a new direction at quarterback. In fact, over the last few weeks, the chatter around the Raiders' front office has intensified. Sources and leaks hint at some internal differences between John Spagnuolo and Pete Carroll regarding the long-term vision for the team. It seems plausible that Spagnuolo could be considering a rookie quarterback, someone to develop over time, and potentially reshape the offense around. This is not uncommon for teams in a rebuilding or transitional phase, where the goal is to secure a quarterback who can grow into the role without the immediate pressure of carrying the team through a playoff push. The financial implications also play a role here. Geno Smith carries a substantial cap hit, and if the team decides to move on, it frees up resources that could be invested in strengthening the offensive line or adding key pieces elsewhere. This kind of strategic thinking highlights how decisions about personnel are rarely just about performance on the field. They involve long-term planning, cap management, and creating the right environment for young talent to thrive. For the Raiders, moving forward with a rookie quarterback doesn't necessarily mean putting them in a starting role immediately. There's wisdom in allowing a first-year player to acclimate, absorb the playbook, and grow under the guidance of experienced veterans. Kenny Pickett and Aiden O'Connell could serve as bridges for that rookie, providing stability while the team evaluates the next generation of talent. This approach mitigates risk, allowing the team to develop a quarterback without the burden of high expectations from day one, which is crucial when considering a franchise's future. The strategy also ensures that the team can remain competitive in the short term, while setting up for sustained success over multiple seasons. Beyond the quarterback conversation, there are important discussions about the offensive line, which remains a pivotal area for the Raiders. The development of young players like Charles Grant is essential. Grant has shown potential, and the early games of the next season could determine if he is ready to be a cornerstone at right tackle. Offensive tackles with that kind of upside are rare, especially in later rounds of the draft, and it's critical for the Raiders to carefully evaluate their talent before making additional investments at the position. Alongside him, players like Colt Miller and Jackson Powers-Johnson play roles that impact both the immediate performance and the long-term stability of the line. The coaching staff faces tough decisions, balancing the urgency of winning games with the need to protect players from injury and develop depth for future seasons. Speaking of coaching, recent interactions between Chip Kelly and Pete Carroll have also been under the microscope. Past reports suggested disconnects in communication and responsibility, particularly concerning play calling and the offensive scheme. While the details have been debated publicly, Carroll's latest comments reflect a more measured approach, emphasizing respect for Kelly's coaching abilities while explaining the necessity of change. This indicates a shift in tone and perhaps a recognition that past public statements could have been more carefully handled. How the coaching staff manages these narratives and internal dynamics can significantly influence player performance and morale. In football, the relationship between head coaches, coordinators, and players is critical, and any misalignment can ripple through the roster, affecting everything from game day execution to draft strategy. Injury management is another critical area for the Raiders. Colt Miller's ankle, for example, has become a focal point. While the team expresses optimism about his return, questions remain about the wisdom of rushing a key player back onto the field. Historical examples show that returning too soon from a significant ankle injury can lead to setbacks, and the Raiders need to weigh immediate gains against long-term health and development. Decisions like these are not just medical. They're strategic influencing not only the current season, but also how the team approaches roster construction and the development of younger players in similar positions. Coaches have to consider who will be ready to step in, how to minimize risk, and how to maintain competitive balance while preserving player health. Another point of discussion has been the case of Thayer Munford, whose performance after leaving the Raiders has caught attention on social media. Some narratives suggest that the Raiders let a potential star slip away, but the reality is more nuanced. Munford's role with the Patriots has been limited, primarily as a sixth offensive lineman, and his impact has not been as significant as some headlines imply. This serves as a reminder that player evaluation requires context and understanding of the system, snap counts, and overall team strategy. The Raiders' front office must continue focusing on thorough evaluations, understanding which players are truly ready to contribute and which ones still have developmental needs. All of these threads, the quarterback situation, offensive line development, coaching dynamics, injury management, and player evaluation, intersect to define the current landscape for the Raiders. Each decision carries ripple effects that shape not just the upcoming season, but the trajectory of the franchise for years to come. Fans, analysts, and insiders alike are paying close attention to every statement, every practice, and every roster move, recognizing that the path forward is complex and requires careful planning. From strategic drafting to balancing veteran presence with rookie development, the Raiders are navigating a season filled with pivotal decisions, each of which has the potential to define the team's identity and success for the future. Continuing with the Raiders' current season, the quarterback situation remains the focal point, but there's so much more that needs attention as we examine how this team is navigating challenges both on and off the field. While Geno Smith's future remains uncertain, his leadership during practices and games cannot be overlooked. Even as speculation grows about the team potentially drafting a rookie quarterback, Smith's commitment to executing game plans and maintaining focus demonstrates the professionalism he brings to the locker room. There's a subtle balance in his role. He is both a competitor trying to secure his spot and a mentor who can guide younger players through the complexities of an NFL offense. This duality is crucial in transitional periods, particularly when a team is weighing the decision between maintaining an established player or investing in the development of new talent with long-term potential. Financial considerations continue to play a major role in shaping the Raiders' strategy. Geno Smith's contract, with its significant cap hit, introduces both risk and opportunity. Should the team decide to move on, freeing up that portion of the salary cap allows them to reinvest in critical areas such as the offensive line, which has historically been the backbone of any successful team. Investing in positions like interior line or guards in the draft or free agency can provide immediate protection for a rookie quarterback and strengthen the overall offensive scheme. Raiders fans have seen time and time again how protecting the quarterback directly influences offensive efficiency, and any moves made in this offseason will likely reflect a desire to create stability for the offense over the next several seasons. The approach to integrating rookies into the quarterback position is another area where the Raiders must tread carefully. Historically, teams that thrust first-year quarterbacks into starting roles often face growing pains and setbacks, and the Raiders appear to be considering a more measured path. With veteran quarterbacks like Kenny Pickett and Aiden O'Connell potentially available as transitional starters, the team can allow a rookie to learn, observe, and prepare without the immediate burden of leading the offense in high-pressure situations. This developmental strategy is not only smart from a performance perspective, but also reflects a forward-thinking philosophy that prioritizes long-term success over short-term results. By managing expectations and giving young talent room to grow, the Raiders can cultivate a quarterback who is fully equipped to handle the complexities of NFL competition when the time is right. Beyond the quarterback room, the offensive line continues to be an area of immense importance. Players like Charles Grant have been highlighted for their potential impact at right tackle, a position that is notoriously difficult to fill effectively without proper development. Grant has the physical tools and skill set to become a cornerstone of the offensive line, but he needs the opportunity to gain experience and demonstrate consistency in live game situations. The evaluation of young linemen is always nuanced, requiring careful observation of technique, adaptability, and resilience under pressure. Decisions regarding veterans like Colt Miller must be weighed against the benefits of developing younger players who could become long-term solutions for the franchise. Pushing veterans back onto the field prematurely carries inherent risks, not only to the player's health, but also to the team's ability to accurately assess emerging talent. The coaching staff's role in this period of transition cannot be overstated. Pete Carroll's management style and approach to media interactions have been topics of discussion, particularly in the context of past disputes involving Chip Kelly. While previous reporting suggested disconnects and communication challenges, Carroll's recent statements indicate a more measured and professional approach. Acknowledging the contributions of assistant coaches while emphasizing the need for change shows growth in how he handles external scrutiny and internal messaging. The effectiveness of a coaching staff during periods of transition is often reflected in how smoothly they can guide both established veterans and developing players through evolving roles. For the Raiders, ensuring alignment among coaches, staff, and players is critical to maintaining focus, morale, and consistent execution during games and practices alike. Injury management remains another pressing concern. Colt Miller's ankle, for instance, serves as a case study in balancing competitive urgency with long-term player health. While the team expresses confidence in his recovery, historical precedent suggests caution is warranted. Rushing a key player back from injury can lead to recurring setbacks, and in a developmental context, it can also impede the evaluation of younger players ready to step into prominent roles. For the Raiders, this is not simply a medical decision, it's a strategic one. Determining the optimal timing for a player's return involves assessing risk, potential impact on the team's performance, and the opportunity for emerging players to prove themselves under real game conditions. By prioritizing development and measured reintegration, the Raiders can set themselves up for more sustainable success rather than chasing short-term wins that may come at a higher cost. The story of Thayer Munford adds another layer of complexity to roster management. While social media narratives suggest that Munford has found success after leaving the Raiders, the reality is more nuanced. His role with the Patriots has been limited, primarily serving as a backup or situational player, which illustrates the challenges in evaluating talent outside the team system. The perception that the Raiders lost Munford overlooks the fact that player performance is heavily influenced by scheme, snap count, and context. For the front office, the lesson here is the importance of thorough evaluation and understanding that short-term outcomes outside the team do not necessarily reflect on the quality of roster decisions. The focus remains on cultivating players who fit the system and have the potential to contribute meaningfully over the long term. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on our Las Vegas Raiders. And don't be shy. Drop your thoughts on the news in the comments below. Whispers are swirling around the league, and insiders are hinting at one of the most intriguing moves in recent memory. The Raiders might be on the verge of landing a player who's being called the new Crosby. His name? Jared Verse. While nothing has been officially confirmed, the mere mention of Verse in Raiders circles has sparked feverish speculation among fans and analysts alike. Scouts describe him as a game-changer, someone who combines precision, explosiveness, and a certain flair that draws comparisons to the legendary Crosby. It's not just hype. Those who have watched him in action say he possesses an uncanny ability to shift the momentum of a game almost single-handedly. Sources close to the organization suggest that the Raiders' management has been quietly observing Verse for months, intrigued by his versatility and the way he thrives under pressure. Team insiders hint at discussions that could lead to an acquisition that would send ripples across the league. Social media is already ablaze with rumors, fan forums exploding with theories, mock drafts being rewritten, and speculation about what his arrival could mean for the Raiders' offense and defense alike. Analysts are divided. Some say he's exactly the spark the team needs, while others caution against the hype, arguing that comparisons to Crosby may be premature. What makes this rumor particularly tantalizing is the aura surrounding Verse himself. Reports suggest he's not just a phenomenal athlete, but also a charismatic presence in the locker room, someone who elevates everyone around him. Imagine the synergy if the Raiders were to integrate such a talent into their current lineup. Conversations in sports bars, podcasts, and analyst panels are dominated by the same question. How would Jared Verse fit into the Raiders' strategy? And could he really live up to the new Crosby label? Even without confirmation, the buzz is palpable, a tantalizing mix of anticipation, speculation, and sheer excitement. If the whispers turn into reality, the Raiders could be looking at a seismic shift in their trajectory. Fans are already imagining highlight reels, game-changing plays, and a surge of energy that only a player of Verse's caliber could bring. Whether he lives up to the hype or not, the mere possibility has reignited discussions about the Raiders as a team to watch closely, a franchise suddenly buzzing with potential and mystery. One thing is certain, wherever Jared Verse lands, he's got the league talking. And for now, that's exactly the kind of buzz that keeps fans glued to every rumor, every whisper, every tantalizing hint of what could be. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our Las Vegas Raiders, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.